we know each other from bachelors in India. We both were classmates, roommates. Right after bachelor's, I came here for my master's, and after my degree, I connected with our CTO Girish to do few projects with him, and when PMX got was formed, I joined PMX ASAP, and yeah, that's me.
I came to the US 3 years after Gautham did for my master's, and towards the end of my master's, I was supposed to do an internship, and that's when I had pinged him if there are asking if there are any opportunities in PMX. He said yes, and then we got to do a project related to diabetes and head fat, which eventually turned out to be a research paper, and then yeah, I got pulled into PMX like that. It's a wonderful experience compared to my previous job, at least. Like in Chicago, we have only like 4 members, including our CTO, and each of the engineers, the 3 of us, like including Nikita, take up one product line each. So we kind of work like a family. We hang out every week, or at least we make it a point to meet twice in every month. Like go outside and discuss like what's happening in the tech space and how the industry is evolving. Yeah.
Uh, we try to come up with problem statements regarding uh, each of the product and the problems we're facing, and we kind of sit together, discuss. I think open culture and the independence that we get to solve these problems, that has been created by our CTO. That helps us, like that keeps us motivated, and yeah.
So first off, we meet, like all of us have a get together at least twice a year. Like one is for sure during RSNA, and one is like 6 months before that, like around June, July, in Korea. So like we always get to see each other like twice a year, and also we have a few English-speaking engineers in the Korean office who really do a wonderful job bridging the gap between the only Korean-speaking folks in the Korean office and us in Chicago. And the Polish office, like the Polish employees, like Arthur and Adrian, they are good at English, so they don't find much of a resistance in interactions.
Yeah, the key, I guess, is making uh, definite meetings, well structured meetings, and that's slowly shaping up. We try to make it a point to have product specific meetings, a few engineering specific meetings, and I think those are the main point of contact for us. And we try to get all of our engineers involved, make sure that everyone is updated with the product, and yeah, and make sure everyone gets the whole picture.
Yeah, we evolved from one meeting per week to 3 meetings, one for each product lines, and also a lot of ad hoc meetings. So yeah, that's shaping up pretty well. Body mix is essentially a body distribution composition solution, which spits out the distribution at a slice level of your whole body into muscle, intramuscular, visceral, subcutaneous, adipose tissues, and also bones and organs. As of its applications right now, we are heavily invested into the sports use cases, mainly golf, where the golfer goes through the whole body MRI, we get the distribution, and also he goes through a set of functional screening tests, which the coaches and like the institution use to screen a player as to, for example, say for a lat test, you need to have certain degree between your elbow and at your shoulder. So we track that and overlay it on the body composition solution, so that we reach a point where we can say like your like angle made by your elbow isn't isn't good by so and so degrees, because your distribution, like you have a higher distribution of fat around your elbow. So yeah, that's where we're at with respect to golf. We are also in interactions with the famous cricket coach Umesh Patwal to build a cricket skin around the same use case, like around a similar use case. So yeah, that's how it's been.
We still, I guess, the body comp solution in clinical setting, I would say requires more study. The role of whole body MR in clinical space is limited. Probably like we came across few clinical studies, but otherwise it's still in the research space, and yeah, I believe we're still trying to figure out how to place a solution there.
Yeah, the main issue is that people don't generally go through a whole body MR solution. They do it at a region specific level, say for head or say abdomen. Nobody does whole body MR for to get a gist of your own entire body. So yeah, that's one of the bottlenecks in the industry.
Yeah, so one point that I strongly believe is like defining the vision of the company at an earlier stage of the startup, uh, at least to get you started with. I do understand that that vision might change as time goes, but it's very important to communicate that vision effectively at all levels in the startup, and trying to tell all the employees where your product needs to end up. I think that needs to be an effective communication, and then should not be any there should not be any confusion in terms of where the product is going at any stage of the startup growing.
Mm. According to me, like once the funding is sorted out, the only challenge that remains is like people who to look up to. Basically, you need to have subject matter. Like corporates usually have subject matter experts who you can go to address any issues. But in case of startup, you are the subject matter. You like as long as you have your seniors, for as we have Dr. Girish and Dr. Kim, who constantly motivate and push us to become those subject matter experts. Yeah, it's all good if that's the case. Otherwise, yeah, it's up to you to see look at it as glass half full or half empty. So yeah, that's my call out.